So these are all the instruments that they used to use.
Oh yeah, some of these they used to use until recent only.
Oh yeah, like the stuff, these numbers that they use, manifest shit. You already know, man. We all made it, bro.
Alright.
We out here, man. Man. Yeah, I get this. You ever been into
Long time ago.
like how did it change like from now since?
It looked. I was just looking at it. It looked like.
Oh, my fault.
They cleaned it up. From what I can remember, it wasn't bad looking before.
Yeah.
It looked like a little college here.
Little college, yeah, it do. Yeah, like a nice little library or something like that.
Yeah.
Like a science building.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Probably about 80, 82.
Oh wow. That's good. I used to always see this from Liberty State Park, but I never actually been on the. Yeah.
Since about 82, 81.
Oh, they changed that?
COVID.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I remember stairs going up in
It was stairs, yeah. Man, a lot of stuff. Man, bro, what's up with the waves? You gotta get your waves right, man. You really right. I remember when I used to have waves before I grew this out, man. Bro, you ever get waves where it get to the point where it don't even it don't get no better? That's why I just stopped it. I gotta show you a picture when I had them before. 360, so it's different. Like I had mine was like 360 in the Beehive, and then it was 540 like after that. I had 2 patterns and stuff.
This is swimming though.
Now they said you gotta get the side though. The side.
Yeah, it's the angle, you know, it's the angle.
Yeah.
You know.
When the barber cut you, tell them not to cut the sides too deep. So it's like it keeps the hair there, so when you brushing it, it just rip through. Nah, yeah. Just the curl sponge. Do that all day, like every day, all day, and then my hair just started sticking up, and then after a while, it just stayed like this. Cause I started when I started doing it when it was probably like a little bit longer than his length, so it was barely like it was just like little tiny twists. But this is like a high top though. I ain't get like how he got his. He got his the whole head. My brother got, you feel me? He got like mohawk, so it was all different types of styles. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like Static Shock, you feel me?
I liked it more, right, when it was a little shorter.
When it's a little shorter?
It was like the perfect.
It was the perfect length for you.
Like, you know, like Kuno from Street Fighter? It was like that perfect ponytail with dreads though. It's pretty cool. It's still cool.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's just right now it's a little sloppy, but it's good.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's if I put it up in a if I put it up in a bun, then it'd be yeah. Yo, you know what this place was for?
They got this teaches you right here. Yeah, you play this with
You play the game?
play now.
There is no comment
okay.
for this.
How do you play?
Wait, so what number is this? 511?
11.
Oh, 11. Okay.
How do you start it?
Yeah, you gotta press it, and then you just.
Okay, 11.
I don't hear nothing though.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I hear it now. That's tough. You see this bench that we all sitting on? This is the bench that an exact immigrant had actually sat on. So you know that's pretty cool.
Disease by raising the eyelids with their fingers and hairpin or a button hook, which is that. By raising the eyelid, okay.
So was that the actual instrument?
Since the coma was difficult to cure, sufferers were generally isolated and sent back to their ports. So in more cases, so if they had that disease.
If I look
out for you before I look out for me, then I'm gonna benefit.
Yeah.
Are you with me?
Yeah.
If I look out for everybody else before I look out for me, I'm gonna benefit. A lot of people be like, nah, forget you, it's all about me.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Which is the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? Which is the wrong.
Inside here though, like one of these pictures.
Oh. One of them still traveling. My dude is still stuck.
Time travel.
He's still stuck here.
And I hold on and shake it because it's not like the pro ones. It's
Yeah.
like the old ones that you can already come off.
Hey, so
Up right here.
what kind of dunks can you throw though? What kind of dunks?
I usually do
The two-hand
jump,
dunk?
yeah, do that, and I just like this. And I usually come up and I dunk like that. Or I'll do jelly, right?
You be doing the jelly layups, jelly fan. You can't do it between your legs. You can't do the between your legs dunk.
I could, but I never tried it.
Yeah, try it.
They used to build this island came from the New York City subway project. So as they're, thinking about where to place
That's
Ellis
what's
Island,
up.
and one thing that isn't really mentioned is that, when they were considering to build Ellis Island, they had to choose between, do we invest in the materials used to make the building? Do we make it a nice structure, or do we just make the land a lot larger? They did, in fact, choose to make the land larger. And I know I'm going all over the place, but I want you guys to go to the 3rd floor. Okay, there's an exhibit. And we have gigantic 3D models of the island, and you'll see what the island looked like when it was originally 3.5 acres.
Wow.
And then over the years, we're going to continue to expand the island. And I think we have about 5 displays there, but we're on Island 1 right now. Okay? We have Island 2 over there, and then there's Island 3. All right? So there's a whole other section that you can't really see because it's unrestored. But we would have originally started out with Island 1. The main immigration building, then we would have built a kitchen and laundry building, a dormitory building over here, and then over there you have the 3 main hospital buildings.
Yeah.
Behind the hospital buildings you have contagious disease wards, psychiatric wards, detainment centers, housing for the staff. We even had a morgue at one point as well.
crazy.
And you'll probably see it as you walk through here, but you'll see that they say that there was around, during its peak operation, about 700 people working on this island. Not everybody lived here. Only the nurses and the surgeons would have lived here. But this was a full operation, and in its peak, we could have processed about like 5,000 people per day through this island. And there's so much more I could go on and on, but I know we have a short time. You guys read it? You entered Ellis Island, and you were going through the immigration process. Okay, if something came up within your legal examination. If the federal inspectors, immigration inspectors felt like something was wrong with your paperwork, they could pull you to the side and they're gonna do a further investigation. If they deny your claim, your entry into the United States, that was not the end of your story. You were given a chance to plead your case before a board of senior immigration officials. And this is that same room, we've recreated it in the same location, and this is where you would have had your hearing. So I'll give you one story. We'll just kind of keep the details down. There was a lady, it's one of our most famous stories. There was a lady who came through Ellis Island actually dressed as a man. A lot of people didn't know that she was, she was from Nova Scotia, Canada. And her story goes like this. When she was living in Nova Scotia, Canada, her father had owned a printing press. And when and she knew how to operate the entire printing press to a T. Now her father's going to pass away, and as soon as her father passes away, she'll inherit the business. But because she is a woman, and because of this time period, the stigma, the notion behind women operating a business is there, and the clientele they'll essentially disappear. So she decides, and this is just condensing down her story, that that if society isn't going to change for her, that she'll just change herself, and she started dressing as a man, and she continued operating the business. And at some point, she'll decide that she wants to immigrate to the United States. She's gonna have to go through Ellis Island, and it's at one point during the medical examination that they figure that something is not correct, and they'll send her over to the main hospital building to have a further evaluation done. And this is when they'll discover that she's in fact a woman, disguised as a man. Even though she has masculine features and so on, she's a woman disguised as a man. And this is such an interesting case that they're going to pass it over to the Board of Special Inquiry here. And before I tell you, you know, what they decided, what do you think their decision is going to be in terms of hearing her case? You know, her coming here, she wants to start a new life. She wants to operate a printing press, create a press. What do you think
They probably didn't let her.
They probably didn't let her, yeah.
I think so. I think so. Okay, so before I tell you the ending, let me tell you this. Now, when I forgot her name. I really do apologize because it's been so long since I said the story, but I really am forgetting her name. But they had asked her how she wanted to be addressed. That's the first question, Mr. or Mrs. And she said Mr. Okay, so that's how they first started the case. So normally when they're looking at your case, they're looking at some determining factors. The one thing that stood out the most for them was the fact that she already had a skill set. She was a printing press operator. She already had money. She could sustain herself. And when it comes to Ellis Island and immigrating here, you know, the main thing is that they don't want you to become a public charge, just somebody who will become dependent upon the government over time. So just the simple fact that she has her own skill and so on, that's one of the main driving forces, and they will say yes. But I think it was just the story alone of her determination, you know, what she did coming here on her own. You know, most people come with family, or, you know, somebody they know, and, you know, for those reasons, she was accepted. So that's one of our most interesting stories, but there are many different stories when it comes to the special board of inquiry. So that's kind of what would have happened. They would have many cases going on in here, and you know, I don't know how much this matters, but if the special board of inquiry could not decide your case, if they couldn't figure something out, they can take it as high as the Supreme Court. So you know, but you know, but what you need to know is this: you know, the acceptance rate for immigrants in Ellis Island is going to be 98%. Only 2% of the 12 million people who are processed here will get rejected. Okay, and I'll give you another kind of interesting tip. You know, people always like to, and this is just me speaking from me. You know, people always talk about Ellis Island, and you look at Ellis Island's story, but it really is a story. It really is a European story. You know what I'm saying? There are cases of people of Caribbean descent coming through Ellis Island, but it's very far and few between. You know, this is really, you know, so I don't know. That's kind of what I just wanted to let you know. You know, even though, but how does that connect to me or my story or your story? So where are you guys from originally? You guys know? Do you have descendants who are from the U.S. or do you have like a different kind of background? I'm just curious.
Okay.
Shout your Instagram out.
Deja_Monique__.
Deja_Monique, you heard that, bro. Go flood the page right now, man. Yeah. What?
Portugal.
What is that?
Republica Portuguesa.
Portuguese, yeah. So these are the dollars or the?
Look, you got a Scotland. Damn, look how different shapes of them are.
Oh yeah, they got a lot of different shapes.
Some of them is square.
Yeah, facts.
You got a full sheet of paper.
And look how the currency was now before.
Look, I mean, the coins are still coins, but look how they different.
They got the holes in them, yeah.
This is where they had this at?
Yeah, this used to be this.
Wait, so what used to be
had the
that?
rows and stuff. So the columns.
Oh, it was like
So
that.
down at the bottom used to be rows.
Yeah.
Right here. And landings, like steps, but I guess they just flattened it out. That's what was underneath. Like underneath us
Yeah, that's
is where
true.
they used to go through, like, what is it, like standing in line before they even got through.
Yeah.
You check, but it would have been like that group of people would have been right over
Right
there.
over there. Got a lot of stuff.
Beds. They did have
All
these
the
type of
beds. It's just like in the military. Information back in the day, because you know you can't really. They asked you if you could draw a diamond. Come on.
You know what? Some of this is like, what is that? Hand-eye coordination, background, foreground.
Yeah, word. It's a lot of stuff. That's just it. Oh, we don't have those things no more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My only ambition has been to engrave my name. I plead a great man. In the service of grand ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be careful, right? Hit yours.
Yeah. I didn't. It went from this to this to that, right?
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know.
Where's the stuff?
Yeah.
All these big houses and
It said as a health precaution, don't touch.
Would you rather have, which one would you rather have? I'd rather take this one. I'll take
Yeah,
this
that one's better.
one. You know how? If they stairs, they go, you should up, all the way there. And have a pool up there.
Yeah, that's the final design.
It seems, I don't know, because this is what it shows. This is the final design.
Mm-hmm.
This one looks
It's just crazy how many steps is in there you gotta take just to get.